overwhelming demand, the Summer of '99 Tour returns. July 27th, FedEx Forum. With special guests 3 doors down. And Mammoth WVH. Tickets on sale now at livenation.com. Creed returns, the Summer of '99 Tour.
Kroger shoppers and Grizz fans, one exclusive last-minute discounted ticket deals texted straight to you during the Grizzlies 2024-2025 season. Sign up with the new Kroger Buzzer Beater deal. Fans can sign up by texting Grizz to 636-479 or visit your local Kroger store in the Delta Division and scan the QR code. By signing up, you agree to receive recurring automated promotional and personalized marketing text messages from the Memphis Grizzlies. Consent is not a condition of any purchase. Message frequency varies. Message and data rates may apply.
Double your chances to win all month long in March with 2 big promotions. On Fridays, embrace the madness and win a share of $150,000 in cash and free play. On Saturdays, starting March 8th, go for the gold and win your share of up to $10,000 in cash and free play in the $80K Fool's Gold giveaway. Enjoy live entertainment all month long and play for your chance to win big in March only at Southland Casino Hotel. Must be 21 or up. Play responsibly. For help quitting, call 800-522-4700.
Thanks for showing up, Memphis. Nothing compares to catching your Grizzlies IRL. And that all starts with buying tickets at Ticketmaster, the official ticket marketplace of the Memphis Grizzlies and the NBA. Ticketmaster gets you to the game so you can catch every highlight. Put that jersey collection to use for the next game and get Grizzlies tickets at Ticketmaster. Whether they're here at FedEx Forum or on the road, Ticketmaster's got your back when it comes to scoring tickets. And there's no better brag than saying you saw it live.
Debo traded from San Francisco to the Commanders for a 5th-round pick. There's no other sport where you would get a player of his ilk for a 5th-round pick.
Over under total yards for Debo. If they set it at 1,000, you think he hits that over?
Total yards?
Total yards from scrimmage. Total yards.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
The Odds Couple, live at 2 p.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Bane drives.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Close. He hits and the Grizzlies have the lead.
Yeah!
Jarrett with a knockaway.
Good defense.
Morant attacking, spinning, hanging, and hitting.
Woo! Let's go, go! Let's go!
Shinedown. Dance Kid Dance Tour. Live in Memphis. FedEx Forum, Saturday, August 30th. With special guests, Bush and Morgan Wade. Get tickets now at livenation.com. Shinedown, live in concert. For more, visit shinedown.com.
Thanks for showing up, Memphis. Nothing beats catching your Grizzlies IRL, and nobody knows that better than you. So next time you want to hit up a game, Ticketmaster's got your back with tickets to every upcoming matchup. Whether you're catching the Grizzlies at home or on the road, you'll find tickets at Ticketmaster, the official ticket marketplace of the Memphis Grizzlies and the NBA. Keep putting that jersey collection to use and get Grizzlies tickets today. There's no better brag than saying you saw it live. See you courtside again soon, Memphis.
I never in a million years would have ever thought that John Cena's final run would be as a heel.
I love it.
I love it.
Once they saw this from The Rock.
They knew it. Everybody knew it except for Cody, which was so good.
Great camera work by WWE.
And then the kick. Yeah, I don't think WWE gets enough credit for the camera work and the production quality. I mean, it is incredible.
Tune in to Grind City Wrestling weekly on the Grind City Media app and on the Grind City Media YouTube channel. In honor of George Foreman, decided to do a pick 6 on 6 greatest heavyweight boxers of all time.
Number 4, my guy, Mike Tyson. There is no greater feat that I've had. Like if I had my Mount Rushmore of things that I've accomplished in my life, the very first time I beat Mike Tyson in Mike Tyson Punch-Out.
Get all of your HBCU sports and culture news by tuning in to HBCU Huddle with CJ Hurt and Mike Wallace. New episodes drop every Thursday on grindcitymedia.com, YouTube, and Spotify.
Live from downtown Memphis, this is the Chris Vernon Show on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app. Now, here's your host, Chris Vernon.
Here we go. It's noon on grindcitymedia.com. It's Chris Vernon Show. Welcome. It's a Wednesday, April 16th, 2025 edition of the show. Today on the show, we were up late last night to watch the Grizzlies play against the Golden State Warriors. That didn't go our way. So now play-in game number 2. Friday night against the Dallas Mavericks. We'll get to everything that took place last night. There was another play-in game that went on, and of course, we will break down what went wrong and why the Grizzlies are 0-1 in the play-in tournament. We'll get to all the news and notes of the day. It is a Wednesday. It is beautiful outside. Smile, let's do it. Turn it up. Yeah. I hope everybody's having a good day. All right. Ton of stuff to get to, not the least of which is the Grizzlies losing to the Golden State Warriors last night, 121-116. Now setting up a play-in game with their lives on the line. A chance to get to the NBA playoffs if they can defeat the winner of tonight's Dallas Mavericks, Sacramento Kings game for the right to play the Oklahoma City Thunder. Before I get to anything, I'll welcome John Roser to the show. John Roser, a.k.a. the Cologne Ranger, the Body Spray Bandit, in your say. Johnny Backpole, Johnny Bearcat, the Grim Roser, John Asparagus, Johnny Neck Carb, John Lance. He's John Quadrant. He's Dr. Thunder, maybe getting to see his team live in person. He's Yogi Roser. Hello, John.
Hello, I was reading. You interrupted my reading.
The show started at noon.
I know.
Devin Walker's here. He's the microphone mangler, Senor Quasadilla, Mr. Math, Navojo, the reporter, the photographer. He's Sir Hiss. He's Walker 93.
Hello, good people.
Talk amongst yourselves.
I promise you, if you gave me Roser, I'm here to tell you that we're still waiting for Santi to throw the ball in bounds.
I was actually reading while we decided to go on the air. You guys were reading. I was reading my book here.
I'm waiting for Santi to throw the ball in bounds.
I was reading my book.
1 Mississippi.
Chris,
2 Mississippi.
You love my book?
3 Mississippi.
What's your book?
4 Mississippi.
Stats. My book.
5 Mississippi.
I added to it. I added a chapter last night.
6
At
Mississippi.
the end of that game, I got to add a new chapter.
7 Mississippi.
Where's my hole punch that holds my damn grumpy Grizzly?
Throw the damn ball right.
Everything is going to hell.
There you go. He found it.
He found it.
He found it. What'd you ask him?
I said, do they have 10 seconds to throw it in Finland?
He did say that.
Did we draw up a 10-second play?
I think we did.
Slow developing play in NBA history.
I think we drew up the longest play.
So sick of this crap.
Yeah, bro. It's tough.
Dev and I looked at it. We're like, by the time he should have thrown it, there were like 5 seconds had already expired. It's like,
I almost punched a hole in the wall last night.
Yeah.
Roser is there.
Dev almost threw his laptop.
I said throw the ball in.
One last kick in the testes.
One real stiff kick.
I mean, good grief, Kung Fu style.
Justin Tucker.
Seriously. To lose by not getting the ball inbounds.
That's the summer of our season, low key, bro.
Ja turning his ankle and then not getting the ball inbounds.
Yeah.
Yes. 2 absolutely perfect ways to have this go down.
2, 3, 4.
Oh, God.
Throw the ball, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Santi said in the locker room it was a quick count. All right, bro.
It was actually
6 seconds.
It was actually 6 seconds.
Throw the ball.
It's actually a long time.
Throw the ball.
Just throw it.
Throw the ball. And I don't care where you throw it.
throw it somewhere.
Anywhere.
Because that at least gives you a chance for something to happen. But, like.
Well, and the other thing is, like, I mean, I guess Coach Isolo
There's
after the
coaching
game.
stuff there, too.
Coach Isolo said after the game that the play was for Bane.
Yeah.
Like, so the play was to throw a
Cross court.
50-foot cross-court pass over Jimmy Butler to Desmond Bane?
From somebody who doesn't pass. Unless it's like a heem behind the back, like. Who also hadn't been in the game. He hadn't even been in the game, though, down the stretch.
It like that, bro, and if I hear one more person say, hey, Luke Kennard pops open, like, bro, you think he was going to shoot it? we didn't have time for 2 pump fakes.
He hadn't shot the ball in a month.
We only have 5 seconds. What are we going to do?
Also,
we're going to throw it to Luke Kennard so he can go here. Then he throws it to Scottie Pippen, and Scottie Pippen chucks it up at the buzzer.
He hadn't shot the ball in a month. You think he's going to take the biggest shot of the season?
Why is our point guard not taking the ball out?
I don't know.
That's the
best passer.
If you're gonna have
the best
to throw,
decision maker should take the ball out, right?
Yeah.
Who also can't run.
Exactly. Who's playing with one leg? Also, come on, bro. Like, what are we doing?
What are we doing? How many times have we said that? That should be, in fact, that should be the slogan. I don't know if they've already decided what should be on the towels. But what are we doing? What are we doing? It's been the question we have asked. In fact, many times, before Taylor Jenkins got fired, I did that whole show where I was like, what are we doing? What are we doing?
What are we doing?
What are we doing? And what are we doing all the way down to the end?
Are we serious or
what are we doing?
no?
Oh, in the second quarter, it was John Conchar, Luke Kennard, and Santi Aldama manning the wings. And I said, what are we doing? What are we doing?
And by the way, we were all up here watching together. It was a topic of conversation with all of us. Like, this is what's on the court.
What are we doing?
I said, why is Ja Morant still on the bench? What are we doing?
What are we doing?
What is happening? But shout out Jitty, though. Jitty played his ass off.
He played great.
He played good basketball player.
And Kennard, big time gravity night.
Come on, bro. Not gravity night.
Which
the giveaway for next season.
Which was longer? Santi Aldama trying to make the inbounds pass, or the amount of good seconds we got out of Vince Williams Jr.?
Oh boy.
I think Santi wins. I don't think we got 5 good seconds.
By a mile.
What happened?
Dude, Vince.
Can we do a 30 for 30 on this? Why are you awful?
No,
bro, my guy
so
tried to throw the
bad.
ball, and the 3 Warriors were standing right there.
Dude,
I said,
Dev,
where are you going?
Yeah, what are you doing?
Where are you going? What are you doing?
What are we doing?
What are we doing?
What are we doing?
Dude, he drove
I said,
in.
what are we doing? Where are you going?
He drove in and jumped in the air.
What are we doing?
And dropped the ball back behind him, like dropped it off. Like he thought he was going to cook, and he just dropped that ball right to Pods. Right to Pods.
As always, it got pretty dark last night, but the only thing we can do is laugh now because it's like, dude, seriously? Like this is... I absolutely thought they, like, after they had stormed back and then after the third quarter they had, I was like, bro, like, that was real. And they're going to the basket all the time, and they found something here. And they're going to the basket, and they're getting good shots, and they are getting enough stops right now. Like, it's 12 minutes. This is possible. The Morant turned ankle is always going to, I mean, honestly, like that one's going to haunt me. Like it's like a, what if he would have never, because
we were
fourth
cracking,
quarter
bro.
is his time.
And we were cracking too when he got hurt.
The third quarter was absolutely unbelievable.
Yes.
Like truly. They played the best quarter of the season when it mattered most. That's when they needed to have the best quarter of the season, and they played their best quarter of the season and gave themselves a chance going into that fourth quarter. And then, this is why I always talk about, getting the scars. It's like those guys have been through that situation so many times, and I talked about it with Gary. It's not the first three at the end of the game that Curry hit. Or, I'm sorry, not the second one. The second one is the pump fakes where he gets Edey out on him, and then he pump fakes, and then Scotty flies by, and then he hits that one.
Yep.
The first one, that's the moment, right? Where if you watch it, there's a back screen. Butler comes up the court. There's a back screen Curry sets, and then Curry comes off, and he runs around, and Draymond hands it off to him. It's the first time they ran that thing all game. They had that. That's being in that situation 100 million times, right? And this is the one that's a 6-minute mark. And I'm talking about the one where he sets the screen for Jimmy, and then here it is, right here. Watch this.
They've been doing that since
now
the
watch
beginning.
this.
Yep, they've been doing that since the beginning, bro.
And they have not, but they haven't run that play.
Yeah.
They didn't run that play throughout the game. And he popped through, and it's for the biggest moment. They had that in the bag, right? And our biggest moment, we couldn't even get the ball in bounds. That's true. In one of our biggest moments, I mean, Ja, who was probably, honestly, he was on Mars by the time he got to the end of that game. That turnover with 2 minutes to go is just
left-handed joint. Yeah, I don't know. Did somebody hit it? Did somebody hit the ball?
Did somebody hit the ball?
That's trying to throw it up to Edey.
He was, but I thought because it was so bad, I thought that somebody might have hit the ball.
Which, oh my God, they did play the best quarter of their lives in the third quarter. But if we force-fed Edey one more time, and then he,
Roser saw me in real time almost crash out.
I'm like, we're gonna establish this,
bro. Almost crashed. That's the one right there.
Look,
I think Draymond hit that.
I think Zach Edey's size was a massive problem for the Warriors.
It was.
And I don't want to.
He grabbed a ton of rebounds.
Yeah, we're doing Jugs Machine all
Jugs
summer.
Machine and a lot of
and
lower body work, core work.
We got to get those quads.
I need you to get this part of you to be strong because he gets the ball, and if you bump him a little bit, it knocks him off his spot, right? Yeah. If it's like a little nudge, he just we gotta get this lower body strong. Because I saw way too many times last night. You get the ball high, you throw that off the backboard. I almost crashed out when he threw the ball.
It is the weirdest thing. He had 17 rebounds, and it felt like he should have had 30.
Yeah,
for sure.
I mean, he was so much bigger than everybody.
He was like,
and there's so much. And when he does get it up high, and when he turned, and there was a second defender there, it's like he couldn't play through it and finish through it. It was like then he
his 4 turnovers was. When he got the ball, like you said, playing through him, and he turns and it's just like, bro, score
again. Hey, look, all things considered, a first playoff game having 14 and 17 is great.
Oh yeah.
Like he performed.
And you could have had 20 and 20 if you really want to.
Bane was absolutely out of control. Great.
He was
out of control. Great. He had 3 that went in the bucket and out, in the bucket and out in the game. As I'm just going down, so Bane was fantastic, and honestly, he could have easily had close to 40 in that game. He had a couple that just went halfway down and popped back out, but he showed up when it mattered most in this game.
He was awesome.
Bro, Jaren was like non-existent.
Come on, bro.
He was.
Come on, bro. I need you to be better.
He was non-existent.
He was not as bad as he was against Minnesota and Denver.
Bro, you can't take half of your shots, more than half your shots from 3.
Yeah.
Against that team.
When you've been killing the ISO and post for all season.
Like, what happened?
Yeah.
He took 9 of his 15 shots are from 3. Like, you might as well be 6'2".
It's the trick.
Like, you're 7 foot tall, and this team is little.
It's the trick of trying to figure out how all of them can be awesome at the same time.
Simultaneously.
Well, and the fact, too, like, you can see him overthinking because, like, teams, like, the defensive coverages, too, are a little bit different on him. Yeah. It's not just, like, you get to go score, Jaren.
They doubled him early in the game, and it kind of threw him off.
It threw him off because then late in the game they didn't double him.
Right.
So he would catch it late and look for the double. It's not coming, so now I got to make my move.
But
you got to score, bro.
You have to be an advantage against Quentin Post.
You have to. Pazimski, Jack Harlow, score on him.
Yeah. So
he missed the bunny late in the game. I was like, come on, bro, you make that 100 times.
I mean, I honestly think that if we had Ja Morant for that fourth quarter, he's 30 plus in that game. Like, I mean, we've seen him do it in the fourth quarter all the time, and he had one of the great highlights of the season. The throwing it to yourself off the backboard
The spin
is
joint.
unbelievable.
Yeah.
Truly unbelievable. And it's one of these things that it's gonna haunt us. Like, here we go again. Like, we got there and he wasn't able to make it to the finish line, right? And they always say the best ability is availability. I will give him this though. He had absolutely no business being back out there.
He wanted to do it, bro. He wanted to do it so bad.
That is straight guts.
Yeah. I'm doing it for my team.
That's it.
Yeah.
He had no business. He had
the-
no business being out there, but he was like, I can't do this.
He hit that mid-range right away when he came back, and then he had that other little.
Bro, he was
move in
hobbling the
paint.
whole time.
He was.
The whole time. I can't believe he stayed in the game. Like,
They were
or
just
went
putting
back
him
in
on-
the game.
and
So,
they
I
were
mean,
just- yeah.
look,
Warrior for that, bro.
big shouts to him for being a warrior against the Warriors. But the truth is, he was unable to beat Ja Morant.
Yeah.
He couldn't beat Ja Morant. He couldn't even beat Ja Morant. Like, look, I know we have goofed about Santi. Like, Ja has to pop loose. There needs to be guys available for that pass. Like, everybody was lollygagging.
He did.
That's
He
the
did
crazy
get
thing.
tackled too, though. He
We've
got tackled.
obviously watched this 1,000 times, but he pops out late. Kennard's dilly-dallying to the corner because, of course, he doesn't want the ball. And even Dez, he's not running with any kind of urgency to get to the corner. It's just all strange.
Yeah, play that play again, because like you could see, like we were talking about earlier,
there's no
the
urgency.
motion doesn't get
There's
started.
no urgency.
There's no
The
urgency.
screen doesn't get set until the referee makes the 5 count.
Kennard just jogs.
Right.
Ja can barely move. Right there is when he needs to throw it.
Yeah.
And it's
to
already
that corner.
5.
And it was already 5. There's somebody who tweeted out, and they have the timer up in the top right. And if you pause it right when Santi is supposed to throw that ball to the corner, it is already at 5.
It's at 5 seconds.
It's like, dude, you guys gotta.
Also, look, Gary,
This is where Josh should have broken away.
also Gary Payton, you can't tackle me, bro.
And again, I mean, I guess, and obviously he said the play is to throw it all the way across the court 50 feet to Desmond Bane over Jimmy Butler.
Isn't that
And
what
maybe it
the?
would've worked. I mean, I don't know.
Didn't the Raptors do
We'll
that?
never know.
Didn't the Raptors do that against the Celtics? Was it OG Anunoby in
Maybe
the
it
in the
would've worked.
bubble? Or
You
Hey.
said
something?
the Raptors versus the Celtics.
I think it was the Raptors Celtics, but OG Anunoby.
threw it across court?
It was something like that. It may
It's
not
a
have been that exact to like the corner,
like a
but it was
timing play, though,
It
bro.
was,
You got-
no, it is.
You
It's
got
a
like
timing
split
play,
second, bro. Like if you don't throw that ball that split second, you're not gonna.
and I
the play's not gonna
promise you, with the timing, Santi does not practice that pass.
Well,
Just
why you
saying,
keep
like, he
getting these
doesn't
Santi
practice
not-
that pass.
No, here's the other thing, and that is a function of, like, again, you made the decisions that you made, but those are the ones where it's like, bro, how many times is that just one of the out of timeout arsenal that's been there the entire season that we're waiting to pull out? Is that a new coach
Right.
play? Is that right? But I mean, it clearly was horrendous execution.
Yes, as slow developing as you can have.
I just watched the OG one back, Roser.
Is it
It wasn't the same play.
wasn't the
OG
same?
just stood his ass on the corner.
Oh, he just stood there. There wasn't any screen. They just left him. They just left him. Okay, yeah. But it was cross court.
It was cross court.
It was cross court.
pass. But yeah, nobody guarded him. But yeah,
Okay.
that was tough. That's a tough way to go out.
Look, all the big guns. Jaren was able to stay on the floor. I'll give him that. He was able to stay on the floor. He didn't get in foul trouble. And honestly, that may be the most shocking development of the entire evening. Is that how was Jaren Jackson not in foul trouble when that officiating was abhorrent?
Yeah,
and then it was so bad that I was getting text. I was getting text from media members around the country that do not tweet this. I was getting text on my phone like, bro, you guys are getting screwed, or dude, you are not getting the whistle, or oh, this is wrong. What's happening? Like this kind of stuff, right? Because I had commented on it. And then they gave us every call down the stretch, and it was equally horrendous. Like
The Pods block on Pippen was bad.
dude, that, like there were
The
so
foul
many.
on, was it
Looney?
The Looney loose ball foul. I was like, bro, he didn't even have the ball, but
Or
okay, I'll
Moody,
take it.
the Moody one.
The foul out Edey or foul out Draymond 50-50. I cannot believe that challenge was
I
lost.
couldn't believe that.
Like, I just thought they were just, like, look, bro, they put Jimmy Butler to the line twice as much as any Grizzly, even though the Grizzlies were going to the basket.
Yeah.
And
18 free throws for Jimmy when the Grizzlies ended with 23 free throws as a team.
yeah. And, I mean, look, they did not get the whistle for the majority of that game, but the only reason they had their chances at the end of that game was because it was weird. The officials were equally horrendous towards the Warriors at the end.
Yeah.
Like, why are you so bad at this? How are you this bad at this? Like, I mean, look, and obviously it's much more infuriating when it doesn't go your way, but I always talk to you guys about this. Fair is fair. You got to call it, like, objectively. Got every call down the stretch.
We did.
Every call.
You did get a couple.
Hadn't got a call all game. This game was mangled for 40 minutes, and then the last one that was truly terrible was the Pippen one where he doesn't even touch Butler and they put him on the free throw line.
And Jimmy is
and Butler's looking down like
right.
He's like, oh yeah, I got.
That's when it reached the crescendo, and that's when I started getting all the text, and people were like, "Bro, this is messed up."
Yeah.
Right? These Edey fouls and these. Now, I've seen Warriors fans were sending me these clips of, like, Pippen mugging Curry the whole game. Like, he's just grabbing him
good job,
and clutching him or whatever. I mean,
good job, Pip.
You have to guard him.
Look, if you think that's a problem, wait till you see Houston.
Wait till you want to play Amen Thompson, Dylan Brooks. That's what they're going to do.
Welcome to hell.
Yeah.
They're going to push the shit out of Steph Curry. He was complaining about his hand. I'm like, bro, your hand not hurt, bro.
No. He did get it stuck in something. You could see.
Yeah.
You could see on one angle.
No, and then he
came out and sprayed a tray ball.
No, he did. Yeah, he was. They showed him on the bench with his head down like that, and Dev goes in there. Dev goes, "I swear, if this MFer comes out and hits a 3, I'm throwing my laptop." And it was like first play,
bang,
boom.
I said, I almost punched a hole in that wall.
It is so much more fun when it's not happening to you.
I know. You said it best. You know what friends feels like.
Yes.
You know what friends feels like now when he's just hitting threes and you can't do nothing.
I mean, we've experienced it before. It's
well, and that's what honestly, like, look, Bane showed up big. We made some free throws.
He was so awesome.
Edey hit big free throws down the stretch of that game.
He did.
Shout out Big Edey, man.
He did it.
Edey hit big free throws, but like it does feel like, all right, here comes winning time. Here's who they're bringing to the party. They're bringing Steph Curry to the party, and we didn't have our guy.
Yeah.
Like, we didn't have our guy to, like, all right, now it's every possession matters. Like, this is what these games come down to. Last 5 minutes, you know the star, like, your superstars are going to make the plays, and your superstar was unavailable to make the plays.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He wasn't there. Like, he couldn't be himself and make the plays that needed to be done, like, to match that. And they had their guy.
Yeah.
And my God. I mean, I have watched, I told Parrish, this is a third iteration of the Grizzlies. I watch this dude do this to it. I mean, all the way back to Tony Allen and Zebo. This is how long this guy has been awesome.
Dude, I remember.
So annoying.
Is it one of those games here?
I mean, like, I have Tony Allen in this. We have already got his number in the rafters.
Yeah,
and I watched this guy bomb out Tony and Zach. I watched him bomb out the fun Grizzlies, which was the one with Ja Morant and Tyus Jones and Kyle Anderson and that old group, and Dylan Brooks and those guys. And now we fast forward to this iteration of the Grizzlies, and he's still doing it.
He's still doing it. There's kids that are adults now that have seen Steph Curry kill the Grizzlies.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
Like, he cold, man. That boy, he a monster.
He's one of the best to do it.
He a monster. But look,
and he just keeps running until he breaks loose.
Dude, the one, Dev, the one that Pippen,
the one he was like circling around.
The one that Pippen fouled him on. It's like, dude,
he was
what?
like, I'm like, yo. This dude is a monster.
And it's like, I didn't even blame Scotty for fouling him on that. It's like, dude, how are you supposed to, like,
how do you keep up with that?
How are you What do you do? What do you do? You gotta run around with that.
Steph Curry, flowers, man.
Yeah.
Draymond, you a bum. Jimmy Butler, salute. You a dog.
Jimmy Butler's awesome.
It's so crazy because, like, this is one of those games that, because of the way it all played out.
Is that the one?
Yeah, this is the one. I mean, dude, it's like,
watch it. He never stops moving. Look at him.
Never stops moving. And it's like, Scotty for a second was like, where did he go? Oh God, he's out there. And now, you know.
What am I supposed
because of the way it played out and because they had their chances, and you could sit there and go, well, if this would have happened, if Ja wouldn't have turned his ankle, if we would have had Jalen Wells and Brandon Clark, if we would have done this, we would have done that, right? Like, that's what every loss is, right? But you do have to wonder in retrospect, like, did you love the Butler Edey matchup?
So,
I mean,
the numbers say that he got the most stops on Butler. That's what the numbers say.
So the
analytics, you know, they love analytics.
So the reason why it was
Oh, I got to check shot quality.
No.
So I think what happened with that, why it got so bad for a little while, is that they were trying to help too much when Edey guards him. Like I think if you watch it, maybe they were helping too much, and that's when the Warriors got loose a little bit. But in the second half, I think the other guys stayed on their guys, and they just trusted Edey to kind of handle it. And I think that's why it might have worked a little bit.
3 of 8 versus Edey and had a turnover. Everybody else, he shot 9 of 12.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, there you go. That's your
That
advantage.
is defensive. Dev, you did have one of the quotes of the night last night when you said, Zach Edey, bro, you cannot be 7'5", take all of your shots from within 3 feet and be 3 for 10 from the field.
I did say that. I was
like,
so
that
mad.
cannot
I was
be.
so mad.
And he finished 4 of 11, and he missed 2 dunks. It's like, come on, man.
Vernon, you know how hard it is to be 7'5" and shoot 4 for 11 from 5 feet away. Respectfully.
Like it's.
Shout out Zach Edey, man.
It's pretty tough.
Shout out
That's
Zach
why you
Edey.
just got to get stronger,
Get
man.
the core strength stronger, bro. I need you to get them hips moving. Them hips.
Do some planks. Let's do some planks with some sandbags on your back.
You know what I'm saying?
Do that.
Do the Dak Prescott. You know what I'm saying?
Do the Dak
joint.
Prescott.
You know what I'm saying? Good little hips.
Oh, it's not updated yet.
Good.
You guys are off the
Shot
hook
quality,
on shot
guys.
quality.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're off the hook on this.
I hope
so
it
far.
says we win. It always says we beat the Warriors, and then we don't beat them.
Look, how about no Kuminga?
Yeah.
He did something, bro.
So.
Or they don't trust him.
Because here's the thing, dude. You remember like a week ago they
This
played.
is so crazy.
You remember like a week and a half ago they played at the Lakers and they beat the Lakers on like a Thursday night, and Kuminga was awesome in that game, and then like he has just not played.
They had that fake Anderson Varejao out there.
Guy Santos
instead. Oh,
Yeah,
God.
Guy
When he got the
Santos.
and one and then was like, I was like, oh, you short Anderson Varejao. I'm tired of you.
Yeah, you don't get to do that, bro.
I'm tired of you. I played through contact.
Yeah, get out of here, bro.
Guy Santos bringing the energy.
Man, look, bro.
Quentin Perimeter cooked us in the first half, man.
Quentin Perimeter squished face.
Man.
Bro. He was not.
Oh, and he was fired up too.
Yeah,
I was so tired of all their bench guys pumping their fists.
Gary Payton
all
was
flexing on us. I was like, all right, enough.
Gary Payton was
enough,
cooking.
enough.
Yeah, bro.
Enough. That'll be enough out of you.
Yeah, we weren't doing no flexing or nothing last night, bro. We didn't get no grenade throws or nothing.
No, we didn't get anything.
Dang, bro. I wanted to win that game so bad last
And
night.
honestly, they did it. Look, you look at the end. Curry had 37 points. He was 9 of 22.
Scotty did a decent job.
Like, again, they had between both he and they went 25 of 31 between him and Jimmy Butler from the free throw line. Sheesh. That's a killer. Yeah. That is a killer. I mean, bro, that's a fourth of their points or a fifth of their points.
He also flips a switch, bro. You could tell when it comes to these kind of games, bro.
Of course he does.
Like that dude is that man played 40 minutes, like a different kind of monster.
A different
monster,
yes.
bro.
I mean, that's why, like, when they attained him at the All-Star break, I felt like, and it was trumped by the Lakers getting Luka Doncic, but I did feel like this particular year had an opportunity to be like last year, where the trade deadline could swing things, right? You could look up at the end of this and you could say, much like how the Western Conference Finals was dictated by the fact that the bozo Nico Harrison, who now has screwed all that up, but he did make 2 unbelievable moves that attained them, P.J. Washington and Daniel Gafford last year, and that helped them be able to get to the Western Conference Finals, and that this was one of those years that, because the top seed in the Western Conference is still a very young team that's intensely heliocentric. There are very few teams that have guys that have a usage rate as high. They have one player that is so responsible for so much that they do as Gilgeous-Alexander. I mean, that's the history of the NBA. Generally, that stuff doesn't bode well when you are playing against one team that is game planning against you, right? They are, look, I'm not taking, they're unbelievable. I think we all know that if the Grizzlies can somehow get a win on Friday night, it's probably meet to the Lions. That being said, there will be these veteran teams that are able to add guys. And then we have had, like, would it surprise anybody if either the Lakers or the Warriors were in the Western Conference Finals? I mean, look, at this point, the Warriors right now, look, one of them probably will be because they'll probably be on a collision course to play against each other.
Yeah.
Because they're like minus 200 against the Rockets.
They are. They're favored to win the series.
They are favored to win the series. So, I mean, if that took place, you're more than like that's what you're getting. You would be getting Lakers-Warriors in round 2. So good luck to Houston and good luck to Minnesota trying to get a call.
I know, right?
Dude, they
Buddy.
never
It's going to get sticky, boy.
No.
Buddy.
It's going to be.
We have Curry versus LeBron round 2 on deck.
Oh, yeah.
Like, this is ripe for conspiracy theory.
It might be like the last hurrah for them two to be facing each other in the playoffs, too. Oh, yeah. NBA finna put in that call. Buffalo Wild Wings style.
I mean, do you think that
hit the button?
Look, those teams get calls anyway.
Yeah,
do you think do you think you're getting a fair shake if you're Houston or Minnesota?
No chance.
You're gonna have to beat you're gonna have to beat them by double digits. You're gonna have to beat them by double digits.
If they do,
because it felt that way. If we're being honest, it felt that way for 40 minutes last night, and then those refs went crazy and gave us every call the rest of the way to make us forget that they screwed us for 40 minutes.
And I hate to be I'm never a ref guy, but like last night
it
was obvious that last night was pretty much obvious, bro. Like they were like, come on, bro, come on. It was one situation where a Grizzly play happened. It was a no call. They came down and somebody barely got touched, and Jimmy Butler got a foul call. I was like, okay. We're doing this.
Yeah.
Right.
We're doing this right now.
And part of that honestly is the home court advantage. That always plays a role when it comes to the playoffs. When it comes to big games. When a crowd is so lit like that, it is much easier to favor the home team.
Yeah.
We've seen that over the years here too, right? Look, I was a friend of the grit and grind Grizzlies, and we didn't have guys fouling out of games, and we mauled people.
Yeah.
Tony was grabbing, clawing at people.
And that's exactly what Houston has to pray for, that they are going to be allowed to maul the Warriors. And I have said this many times, that Houston team, it sucks that the Grizzlies aren't the ones that get to play them, but that Houston team is very, very reminiscent to me of the old grit and grind teams. It really is. With the big guys, with the Şengün Adams thing they throw at you, with Amen Thompson, Dillon Brooks, these kind of like guys that are offensively deficient but defensively menaces.
Yeah.
And they've got, Fred VanVleet kind of running the show as kind of the steadying, calming presence, organizer of all of this. But it's one of those that when you plan against them for the playoffs, not being good enough offensively is going to show. They are amazing defensively and not very good offensively. Yeah. They are a better version of what I watched last night, which is Orlando is fantastic defensively. Like I think they said after last night that was the 20th time they held somebody under 100. That is hard.
Yeah. In the NBA, I don't care. NBA, hell yeah.
It is hard to do. Now they just can't score.
Yeah.
Now they did last night against Atlanta, and then you had the Trae Young meltdown at the end, which was super funny. Trae Young melting down at the end, and then fake passing the ball to the officials or whatever. And then my boy Brian Anderson. He did the kids are watching this game.
Come on, bro. Come on, man.
I mean,
Trae was ready to go home, man.
Buddy. I mean, did you see in the post game the what's it called thing? The referee pool, the pool quote after the game. You know how the refs have to talk about it. So he was asked about the Trae Young thing.
Yeah.
And the second quote was that, and then the second tech was him making a mockery of the game.
That might be an all-time quote, bro.
I was like, dude, making a mockery of the game is hilarious. He was like, we were trying to set somebody up to go get free throws because he was fake passing to the ref and doing like the whole
He flicked the ball and just dropped it on the ground. Like, yo, pick it up.
Yeah.
And that's kind of, I like that.
He made a mockery of the game.
A mockery of the game.
Yeah, he made a mockery of the game. And that's why he got the second tech and he got ejected from the game.
All-time quote. Bro.
Yeah.
And that crowd was rocking,
But anyway,
too.
back to the whole Houston thing. Like, that's the thing. And this is trial by fire. That's why I say this is so reminiscent. It really is. Where it's like the Grizzlies were offensively deficient. But we sat there and went, bro, if you can get those guys in these wars, if you could turn this thing into a 102-96, a 94-92, if you could turn this into, if we're playing under 110, the Rockets have a chance.
For sure.
That's what I used to always say about the Grizzlies, right? Don't let them get into their range.
And I feel like
that's how they want to play. That's how but like drag them into your domain. Like, let's get in the mud. And that's when, look, those young Warriors teams, at the time they had to pass that test. And if you ever listen to them, all of them, Clay, Steph, Draymond, they will all say that Grizzlies series they went through is the one that, like, that was the iron sharpens iron.
Yeah.
Like, that was the one that they had to, like, that was the test, right?
Yeah.
We're playing men. We got to be able to win like this. It's fun to run up and down the court and spray it and whatever else, but like now we're having to beat you on your terms.
What happens when they put a forearm in you and knock you off the spot?
And so that's the thing. Can Houston dictate the terms? I will say this. You watch Edey have those rebounds last night, and you watch how that size bothered them.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Buddy. And again,
it did the last time they played.
But it's exactly like the old Grizzlies with Zebo and Mark, where it was like, bro, if we miss, we're getting the ball back. And if you miss, we're getting the ball.
It better go in.
So you got to shoot it.
Yeah.
You're going to have to shoot this thing at a pretty high percentage because we're going to get more cracks at this.
Those minutes.
In Golden State,
but that's the problem. We could still get more cracks at it, and it didn't matter because we weren't good enough offensively. Yeah. That's the Houston thing. Yeah. It's like, bro, you might get 3 offensive rebounds. That doesn't mean you're going to make the shot.
And watching Golden State last night, I feel like they're more of a two-man show now. You know what I'm saying? Like, Draymond is gray in the beard. He may have not the same Draymond. Like, it's basically Curry and Butler and everybody. Like, nobody else does anything.
Well, Draymond does all the little stuff.
But even like last night, he was horrible.
But he does all the little stuff, and he dictates, kind of, look, their defense goes to hell without him.
They do.
That third quarter happened because
he was on the bench.
Third quarter happened because he was on the bench.
We was like layups.
He is responsible for that.
We're like layups.
So it is simply his presence out there
and yelling at referees.
And he's also yelling at his teammates.
He is yelling at his teammates.
You know what I mean? He is the true quarterback of that defense.
Yeah. Yes.
And they don't have a bunch of awesome perimeter defenders.
That's what I'm saying.
Like they've got guys that run around with you, but they're not like locked down.
Like Pods, like Moody.
Pods and Moody. And like they're not bad, but they're
Payton.
not. But they're not Amen Thompson.
Nah.
And they're not they're not Dylan Brooks even, right? Like with that kind of size or whatever. And so that's going to be a super fascinating series. Because also, and this is why I tell you, it's so reminiscent to me. They've also got the militant, tough head coach.
Oh,
and that's the Lionel Hollins thing back in the day, right?
Yeah.
With that militant, tough art, you know what I mean? Like that hard-nosed coach or whatever that's like on the sideline, like I ain't taking no crap from nobody, whatever. Like it's kind of the deal, and it's interesting to watch how those two teams are going to match up against each other. I think that number's too high. That number's too high for them to be that heavy of a favorite.
Minus 200.
Yeah, Houston, that's good. That series is not going to be short.
Nah, Houston's favorite.
It's not going to be short.
Houston's favorite in game 1 though. Well, no, Golden State's favorite in game 1.
Yeah.
Wait.
I mean, they're minus 200 favorites.
Remember, Houston's favorite in game 1. I just double checked it. Houston's favorite game 1.
I'd say Houston probably would have been, and that is the difference. I bet Houston, I could probably call like a bookmaker. I bet they would have been like 160 versus us.
Houston?
Yeah.
Because they opened
don't you think, Roser? Maybe, I don't think they would have been 200 over us. Maybe 180.
Yeah, this is maybe
180.
But I mean, Dev, this is the Warriors.
Am I tweaking?
No, the Warriors Rockets is crazy. Okay,
see, that's all.
At FanDuel, the Warriors are a 1-point favorite. At DraftKings, the Warriors are a 1.5-point favorite. At Caesars and ESPN Bet, the Rockets are 1.5-point favorites.
It threw me off.
See,
it threw me off. That's what threw me off because I'm like looking at it. I'm like, wait.
Yeah. So pick your spot. Pick your book.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
But it's still 1 or 1.5 everywhere.
Yeah, the Rockets would probably be like, minus what, 160?
Yeah, against the Grizzlies.
I think that's fair.
Probably.
Yeah, I think
that's the big difference. So that's how much that game meant to the Rockets last night. If we're just going by Vegas odds, super significant because They're putting the Warriors at minus 200. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously they know they're going to take a lot of Warriors money on
Well,
it.
I think the other thing
They've
too
been there,
is
legacy type shit.
if we just do the drafting of the teams, you would take Curry and Butler before you took anybody else in the series.
Fair enough.
1,000%.
Fair enough.
Before I take any Rockets,
Yeah.
I want them to. I've seen them do it.
How do we feel about Friday? And do you think we'll feel differently about Friday once we let this one settle?
How do I feel?
I want to see Ja.
I want to
He
see.
says he's playing.
He says he's playing.
I want to
He's-
see him.
But
Like,
he says he's playing. We know how ankles go though. When you turn them on, bro, when you sit
Yeah.
down and rest a little bit, when you stop moving around and you just sit, pew. Hopefully it doesn't pew.
Yeah.
But if he said he's gonna play, he's gonna play. I feel good. I mean, I feel good about it. Just win. I just want to see us win.
Are you excited about it?
I'm indifferent.
It is kind of like a.
I'm indifferent.
It's kind of you
It's an
can either
8:30
say
game.
you can either say it's a win-win or a lose-lose. No, seriously.
I know what you're about to say. I know exactly what you're about to say.
No, it's a win-win. If you want to say, if we win, we make the playoffs.
yeah.
Right? And if we lose, we get a lottery pick.
Yeah.
Right?
And we don't have to play Oklahoma City.
Or you could say it's a lose-lose.
Yeah.
You could say, if we win, we lose our lottery pick, and we get mauled
And we
by
have to play Oklahoma City.
I know, right? I get trolled by Girth Brooks for
Girth.
Hey,
Not
hey,
Girth Brooks.
Honestly, Daily Thunder could not wait to jump us last
they
night.
fired that up right
They
after the
said
game was
one
over.
step closer.
Oh, man.
Oh, they can't. No, we can't have this.
We can't-
For my own personal sanity, I might have to convince John not to play.
I'll say
No,
that.
you got to make the playoffs, bro.
I wanna
Not
win.
making the playoffs.
I wanna
And
win.
again, I explained this to Gary. How many times I've said this to you guys? 1,000,000 times over the years. Bro.
Yeah, bro. Screw y'all.
I mean, they had it.
They had it ready,
They
bro.
had it queued and ready to go.
Yeah.
They had it ready to go for us.
Yeah, Girth Brooks tweeted me this morning, so he's ready. He tweeted me at Devin Walker too. It's inevitable. He's ready. He's ready to go, man. He's a big OKC guy.
I mean, we've never experienced this in all the years. We have never experienced the not wanting to have something happen.
Yeah. I think
Like-
I think we need to play for Friday night to be like fun. I think we need to play Sacramento. Like that would be a fun game.
Yeah, leave us alone.
Yeah, leave us alone.
That's how I responded to the guy last night.
Dallas would just drag us into the mud.
Oh yeah.
And like I am not trying to play an 8:30 Friday night game in the mud. Like
Against Spencer Dinwiddie.
against Spencer Dinwiddie and Daniel Gafford. And friggin' Anthony Davis.
But also,
Anthony
I'm
Davis is killing Edey.
Also, I'm
Like,
terrified of like the Kings coming in here and spraying a bunch of trays.
and Jake LaRavia cooking us.
And scoring 75 in the first half.
And Jake LaRavia taking his jersey off and standing on the scores table.
Like Pat Biff in the play. That was in the play.
He hits a 3 and points at the Grizzlies bench.
Yes, bro. He's gonna be like, yeah. He's gonna be like, yeah. Like, I don't need that. I'll tell you, I want them to win, bro. I need it for that sake. You can't be the team who 6 weeks ago we looked up.
We're the
You were the 2 seed, and now we're out of the playoffs.
And here's what I've told you.
I can't have that for my sanity.
And here's what I tell you guys. I say this all the time. All the time. There's all of these different scenarios that we go through. There's all these player situations. There's all these trades. There's all these coaching changes and whatever. And many times you guys have heard me in the past say, there's nothing new under the sun. Like, after this point, after 20 plus years, I've seen the iteration of virtually everything. And I told Parrish this morning when I was on with him. This is so eerily reminiscent of the last. Now, we made it to the offseason and then fired him at the beginning of the next season. But the Fizdale year where he, by his own, this is his own choice, he sabotaged that team. That team was number 1 in the West. We were unbelievable. Marc Gasol was one of the best 10 players in the NBA.
Yeah.
Headed to the All-Star
Gasol was
game.
awesome
I
that
mean,
year.
everything was cracking. It was like the core 4, and now we got this new coach or whatever. And he sabotaged it by alienating Marc Gasol. They famously had this meeting in Detroit. Tony will tell you to this day. Zach will tell you to this day. Vince Carter was in there. A bunch of guys. And they all told him, do not do this. Because he went to them and told him, I am taking the captaincy away from Mark. And he went in there and he took his captaincy away from him. And then there was like this very famous, we're trying to win an NBA championship. Nobody gives a shit about that European stuff you've won and whatever. And Mark was like, I will never respect you again. This is over. And you could see the tension between them. That season went to absolute hell. Absolute hell. We were cracking. That was going to be the last go-round. That was our last hurrah, really, with that core four. And it was the best version. It was like, we got this coach, and Marc Gasol's cracking, and everything's great. And then the whole thing went to hell for the second half of the season. And then you stumble into the playoffs, and now Tony Allen gets hurt, and now you're playing San Antonio. And we get to San Antonio, we get screwed in game 2, and he gets up on the stage, he says, does the take that for data thing. And by the time we came here for game 3, we got take that for data shirts. We got the whole town's in a frenzy. Marc Gasol hits a game winner at the buzzer. And they end up playing 6 games while they're having to play Andrew Harrison and Wayne Selden, or having to guard Kawhi Leonard, who's like friggin' Michael Jordan at this point. But we went to 6 games, and it ended, and you didn't have some kind of horrible feel. Like, it was like we forgot, because we got the playoff moment and because we got the game winner or whatever, we forgot how miserable the last 4 months had been. And that's the only thing I can compare to this. The only thing I can compare when I tell you that there's nothing new under the sun is that this year feels like that, where it's like, I was asking Bennett, I was like, when is the last time we felt awesome? And he cited one. It was January. It was the Minnesota, either the Minnesota game or it's the Houston game that was the fake timeout called by the refs on accident or whatever, right?
At home,
But that's a long time, bro. That's like, we're talking January. We're talking like
that's
3 months ago.
That's 3 months.
We're talking 3 months ago.
Yeah.
Again, if you win Friday night and somehow, some way, against all odds, there's a game 6 in FedEx Forum, people would forget how dismal this whole thing was. Like, that's the only thing I can compare it to. Because that one, it went to hell. And then what happened? You get to next year, and it was dismal. And within a month of the season, Fizdale's gone.
The Fizdale-Mark thing was still there.
It was there.
It was still there.
It didn't get solved.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I think, too, is like, I've seen some people ask the question, like, should fans come on Friday? Do you love this team?
What?
No, I've seen that question, bro. And my it's like, yo,
Friday night should be a crowd
anyway. I'm just saying, like, the question. Like, I've seen the question. I'm like, bro, there shouldn't be a question whether or not you should be here.
There ain't anything
else. Are you a fan of the team or not, bro?
And there's also a lot of the, like, look, there's always these lottery nerds like that. And Roser's like kind of the captain.
Yeah, he is.
Like, I don't care.
He's lottery captain.
I would much rather. I would much rather get to watch Ja Morant, Desmond Bane, and Jaren Jackson get another, even if it means getting killed.
100%.
It's the playoff reps.
100%.
Getting that it's still trial by fire. You still want to put them in that situation. You want Edey in that situation. It might be deep scars, but I am all for getting that opportunity. Much like I was years ago. Look, when they first got there and they got beat by Utah, they won game 1 on the road in Utah without Donovan Mitchell, and they got beat in 4 straight. I still will believe that was good for them. It was good for them. And look, even if you get fed to the Lions and you get destroyed by Oklahoma City, it's still good for those players. And it is much better than the colossal disappointment of what happens when we think about this season, right?
Bro.
Like it's the only salvaging of this season.
Support y'all's team, bro.
And maybe we might just say, hey, forget this season. It's over. Like, I mean, that's fine. But, I mean, if you got a Ja Morant game winner in the playoffs,
you would love it.
It would change things.
Yeah.
It would change the way.
That requires us to have a game against Oklahoma City that is actually in single digits.
Fair enough.
Don't be an asshole.
We did start John Conchar against them.
Yeah, we did. We might do it again.
I mean, like
Ginny was good last night.
He was good. He was positive, very positive.
Hey,
ran the floor.
The game was not too big for him.
No, ran the floor, defended well. By the way, you know who was an speaking of assholes? You know who was an asshole?
Will you stop saying that all the time?
Reggie Miller.
Why? What's wrong with him?
He was, man.
I didn't think he was bad.
He was riding, bro.
Why? I didn't think so.
He was, no, it was a lot of
You thought he was egregiously bad? I mean, I can't stand Reggie Miller, but
He was, like, I was in there like, shut up.
Oh, I didn't pay attention.
Well, we were all in there watching it together.
Yeah, Reggie Miller's annoying.
Yeah, he was so annoying. Hey, Ja. We're like, John, hey, Josh should go to his happy place. Shut up.
He did say that. He did say Josh should go to his happy place.
You have a sun across your belly button.
It also is a weird thing that I absolutely love Kevin Harlan, and they give him that as a partner.
Exactly,
It's annoying, yeah.
Like, it was like a Golden State broadcast. Like he was like meat munching Curry like the whole game. I'm just saying. Go Grizz, bro. Y'all show up to the game Friday.
Grizz in 5.
Grizz in 5, bro. Hey, y'all show up. I want to see all y'all's faces Friday. There was some questions like, oh, do we support your team, bro? A plaza party. You get towels. Let's show up, bro. Let's get this dub Friday, bro. Let's do this. I'm with you. I don't know about him, but we're going to win this game on Friday.
Yeah, I mean, I don't care about the 14th pick. And I know everybody's like, yeah, but it's not the 14th pick, it's the asset. I'm like, come on, what the hell did we do with assets?
Hold on to them.
Nothing.
This thing got traded with Marcus Smart, who we could have used last night.
Yeah.
I get to stand on business
and
when it comes to that. Don't tell me when you had to start Scottie Pippen Jr. that you couldn't have used Marcus Smart. Don't tell me when you have drafted every small forward in America and you had to start Scottie Pippen Jr. last night because you don't have a small forward. You have used a draft pick on Zaire Williams. You've used a draft pick on Jake LaRavia. You've used a draft pick on David Roddy. You've used a draft pick on Gigi Jackson. You've used a draft pick on Vince Williams. On and on and on.
Kennedy Chandler.
But we've used draft picks on all those guys.
Yep.
And Scottie Pippen Jr. in the biggest game of the year, we didn't have a small forward because our 39th pick got hurt, and that was our starting small forward.
That was our option. That was our only option.
Who shoots 40% from the field.
Yeah. And it was like the case to us when they traded Marcus Smart was like, yo, we got Jalen and Vince to do it for us.
Okay.
My boy Vince looked like he was seeing ghosts.
And
what happened? Like, did he just Marshawn Brooks us?
He might.
Which means the last month of a season.
Because I'm not going to let you get away with. We started John Conchar against the Oklahoma City Thunder. He started one game against them. By the way, John Conchar in that game played 34 minutes, had the best plus minus of all the starters, including 15 rebounds in the game.
Shout out
Do
Giddy,
not
bro.
slander him. It should
Shout out
be
Giddy,
we
man.
started Vince Williams Jr. against the Oklahoma City Thunder.
By the way, John Conchar did, in fairness, and this is the demerit to Jaren Jackson Jr.
Oh, no.
John Conchar started at power forward.
He did.
I think he actually started at center in this game.
He started at power forward.
Jaren
missed the game.
Yeah. No, Jaren was in this game. Jaren played this game.
How many full strength times did we play Oklahoma City? I'm being serious.
This season?
I'm being serious.
What is that?
Because the joint we were excited about, 12 got hurt.
I remember Scottie Pippen Jr. had a good game against them.
March 5th.
He almost brought us back in one of them.
March 5th, we had
Was that the
Ja,
one that
Dez, Jalen Wells. Jaren didn't play in this one. It was Ja, Dez,
All right,
Vince.
so that one's out.
So
the
we
one in
haven't.
Oklahoma City, December 29th
We've
is
never
out.
We've never played them with all three this year.
You mean as currently constructed?
Yeah.
You mean to tell me we haven't seen 12, 13, and 22 versus Oklahoma City, Rosa?
Have
We haven't.
Wait.
No, not all three of them.
There has not been a game where Morant, Bane, and Jackson all played.
Hey, look.
And yet you wanted to spout off all these stats to me about what they did against Oklahoma City?
Yeah.
And we haven't had our three best players?
My grandma
I'll
always
stand on
said,
that.
Rosa.
They'll beat our ass.
My grandma always
Nice,
said, faith is a mustard seed. That's all you need. That's all you need. Faith is small as a mustard seed. That's all you need, bro.
I don't really like mustard.
You wouldn't.
I do like mustard.
You're for sure a
Mustard's
ketchup
awesome.
guy.
I don't
No,
like. I
I
like
love
ketchup.
mustard.
I don't like
I
ketchup.
love
or
mustard.
But
You
my-
don't like any condiment.
Yeah, he
I
doesn't
like
do condiments.
But my grandma said that, so I believe in her. She said all you need is the faith of a mustard seed, bro.
Yeah.
That's all you need, right?
Shouts to your grandma.
Yeah.
My grandma, she was not happy about last night. Her
Nobody
birthday was
was.
yesterday, by the way.
Nobody was.
Happy birthday to my grandma, man. Happy belated birthday to my grandma, Granny.
At least my parents, my dad got to be happy because the St. Louis Blues had a chance. Interestingly enough, while the Grizzlies had a chance to make the playoffs last night, the St. Louis Blues, my dad's favorite team, had a chance to make the playoffs last night. They had to beat the Utah Hockey Club, which is maybe the worst name in professional sports history.
It's very Utah. It's very Utah.
Like I kept asking, are they going to change that?
That's what soccer teams do.
I think
like
they're supposed to change like the Yetis. They voted on a name, bro.
Okay, good.
UK hockey
It's
team.
the Utah Hockey Club. Anyway, the end of the story is they won, and so now they get to be in the playoffs. So that was good. So at least my dad,
they
at least
narrowed their choice.
at least my dad got to be happy.
It's 3 finalists.
Yeah.
What are they?
The what is it, Rosa?
The Utah
Mammoth.
Oh wait, no.
The Mammoth, the Washtenaw, and the Utah Hockey Club.
Huh?
Those are the 3 names.
Yeah, so maybe
they
are
chose the Utah Hockey Club.
That is very Utah.
Wait, they chose? That's what they landed? I could have sworn they had a vote, bro.
Yeah, they did, but they voted.
It should have been the Yetis
to call it.
Such a great name.
It is.
In Utah too.
Yeah.
Especially you could have like a huge Yeti mascot.
So those are what they're voting on. They are the Utah Hockey Club, but they are also going to have votes for other names. Yeah.
Oh, they said they couldn't get the They said they couldn't get the Yeti trademark in Utah.
The Mammoth, the Outlaws. Yeah.
Because you know the Yeti Cups.
Yeah.
You had to like fight that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're either going to be the Mammoth, the Hockey Club, or the Outlaws.
He said that's the most Utah name.
It is the most Utah-ish ever.
Yeah, well, anyway, that's who the Blues beat last night to clinch the playoffs. So
Go Blues.
Shout out to the Blues,
shout to
man.
them.
Shout out to Tarasenko.
They were able to.
You still play for them?
No.
Who's your best player now?
Shin.
Shout out to Bennington. Still the goalie?
Bennington, yeah.
Jordan Bennington is the goalie.
Shout out Jordan Bennington. Team Canada, stand up.
And they just got Colton Perico, who's their best defenseman back.
All right. I don't know who he is.
Yeah, I don't know who that is. Shout out Alexander
He's
Ovechkin.
an
though.
NHL All-Star.
Yeah, where's Brendan Shanahan?
Bands will make her dance.
Bands will make a dance.
Bands will make her
Where
dance.
is Brendan Shanahan?
Huh? He's a GM.
He is?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Who is he a GM for?
Brendan Shanahan.
Yeah, I saw him in a box one night.
The dude that used to play for the Red Wings?
He used to play for the Blues,
And
too.
the Blues, too.
Back in the day.
I know him. I know that name.
Oh, the Maple Leafs.
The Toronto Maple Leafs.
He's the president and alternate governor for the Toronto Maple Leafs.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Thank you. Learning about the NHL today.
One of my all-time favorite St. Louis Blues, and then we traded him for Chris Pronger, who ended up becoming great, but me and my dad hated Chris Pronger.
Chris Pronger was awesome.
No, but it was like, imagine your fan favorite.
Yeah, right.
Your favorite player gets traded for a young draft pick.
Is he a Hall of Famer?
Chris Pronger probably is, for sure.
Says he's not.
He's not? He's a great player.
He's won 2 gold medals.
Yeah, he's a great player.
Shout out to the Blues. I don't know hockey playoffs about to start.
Yeah, well, that was the last game of the regular season. Was last night.
Is my boy Ovechkin gonna make it?
I don't know. I don't keep up.
You don't keep
Dude,
up.
they're like the 1 seed. The Capitals, they're like the 1 seed.
I only know what goes on with the Blues because of my dad.
Okay.
Go Penguins.
That's it.
Go Alexander Ovechkin.
But they're like in last place. The Penguins
Take
are
a
terrible.
quick break. We'll come back up to this. Chris Vernon.
Grizz Nation gets set for tip-off 1 hour before every Grizzlies home game with the warm-up show. Get the latest news, notes, and analysis live from courtside at FedEx Forum.
Who's going to be the tougher team that rebounds and prevents second chance opportunities?
Join me, Lang Whitaker, along with Michael Wallace, Jessica Benson, and other personalities from Grind City Media, Memphis, and around the NBA. 1 hour before every home game, live at Grind City Media on X, YouTube, and the official Grind City Media mobile app.
I see people who look like me and were born probably in the same decade as me, watching all of these young people jump into the transfer portal and saying, it's ridiculous. You got to stop thinking about this like it's a normal college experience. It is not. You know what the priority is? Maximize your earning potential for every year of eligibility you have left. That's what this is about now. These are jobs.
The Gary Parrish Show, live on weekdays at 10 a.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Grizzlies fans, dunks, dimes, and no-looks are great on TV, but nothing compares to catching them IRL. And that starts with buying tickets at Ticketmaster, the official ticket marketplace of the Memphis Grizzlies and the NBA. Ticketmaster gets you to the game so you can catch every highlight in person. From seeing your favorite Grizzly stars up close to hearing the squeak of the sneakers on the hardwood. Put that jersey collection to use and get tickets at Ticketmaster. There's no better brag than saying you saw it live. See you courtside, Memphis.
Sonic Radio. Welcome back to Sonic RNDIO. That spells radio with me, the CIO. This just in, the new Sonic $1.99 menu lets you build a crave-worthy meal for just $1.99 an item. Whether that's a creamy shake, crispy tots, or a quarter-pound double cheeseburger. This just out. Ostriches. They're mean, not very cute, and in my opinion, way too big for a bird. Don't miss the Sonic Fun 99 menu. 5 items, always $1.99. Live free, eat Sonic.
Tax not included. See menu for details.
Kroger shoppers and Grizz fans, one exclusive last-minute discounted ticket deals texted straight to you during the Grizzlies 2024-2025 season. Sign up with the new Kroger Buzzer Beater deal. Fans can sign up by texting Grizz to 636-479 or visit your local Kroger store in the Delta Division and scan the QR code. By signing up, you agree to receive recurring automated promotional and personalized marketing text messages from the Memphis Grizzlies. Consent is not a condition of any purchase. Message frequency varies. Message and data rates may apply.
We touched on this earlier, the panel here, about what really has been the mainstay of the Grizzlies, and that's Jaren Jackson Jr. Trip has just been awesome.
He's posting guys up. He's stronger than he's ever been. He's physical, and he's scoring all type of ways.
Hey, Grizzlies fans, be sure to tune in to Grizzbeat, where the panel and I break down all things Grizzlies and take a look at the rest of the NBA as well. The show is live every Wednesday, 2 p.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
I need cameras to capture every waking moment between Russell Wilson and Jameis Winston on the same team. The pregame prayers will be generational.
Because that's preacher and a deacon. That's what we're talking about here. That prayer's going to be 40 minutes. We're going to miss the anthem.
Tune in to the Jessica Benson Show with CJ Hurt live every weekday at 8 a.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Thanks for showing up, Memphis. Nothing beats catching your Grizzlies IRL, and nobody knows that better than you. So next time you want to hit up a game, Ticketmaster's got your back with tickets to every upcoming matchup. Whether you're catching the Grizzlies at home or on the road, you'll find tickets at Ticketmaster, the official ticket marketplace of the Memphis Grizzlies and the NBA. Keep putting that jersey collection to use and get Grizzlies tickets today. There's no better brag than saying you saw it live. See you courtside again soon, Memphis.
Grammy, Academy, and Golden Globe Award-winning superstar, Mary J. Blige, live in Memphis. The For My Fans Tour, live at FedEx Forum Saturday, April 19th, with special guests Neo and Mario. Get tickets now at livenation.com. The iconic Mary J. Blige for one night only.
Let's face it, there's a lot of trash talk in basketball, but the great teams let their performance do the talking. Like Ford F-150 with Pro Power on board, a class-exclusive industry-first feature that turns your truck into a mobile generator and leaves the competition speechless. Ford F-150, official truck of the Grizzlies. Greatness starts here at your Mid-South Ford dealer. Class is full-size pickups under 8,500 pounds, GVWR.
Welcome back to the Chris Vernon Show on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app. Now, back to your host, Chris Vernon.
Just be cool. Throwing dead presidents. Look alive. Party is the evidence. It's a vibe. Celebrating excellence.
All right, we're back. Chris Vernon Show. So we were just talking at the break about if Memphis is able to get past whoever the winner of Dallas and Sacramento is, that's on Friday night, that it would start on Sunday at noon. What do I always tell you? There's nothing new under the sun.
We actually have won a playoff game at OKC on a Sunday at noon before.
Also, maybe certainly one of the top 5 moments in Grizzlies playoff history is when Shane Battier hit a 3 on the road at noon on a Sunday.
In San Antonio.
There we go.
As an 8 seed versus a 1 seed.
Yeah. So the second round,
Yes.
when we
Put
moved
it in my
on,
veins, please.
we played the Oklahoma City Thunder in the second round, and game 1 was on a Sunday at noon after we had won on a Friday night.
I will say
at
Sundays
the
at
Forum.
noon are weird games. And in Oklahoma City, that's a very family-friendly crowd. When they find out that game 1 is going to be noon on Easter Sunday, that's not going to go over well.
I'm not going to be happy about it. They might protest the game.
No, that's not You're going to protest the
They're
game.
going to protest the game, bro.
Anyways, yeah, game 1 would be on Sunday, and then game 2 would be on Tuesday in Oklahoma City. Game 3 would not be until Thursday. That would be here in Memphis, as would game 4 and Saturday. So it would be Thursday, Saturday here,
But
if they are able to
that
win
Saturday
those games.
one's at 3:30 though, bro.
Oh, no.
You see the time?
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
2:30 Eastern or 2:30 Central.
Couldn't even get a night joint.
On Saturday?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 3:30.
No, that stinks.
Oh, I like
that stinks.
Yeah.
Really don't get people.
I tell you this though.
You don't need a night game on Saturday though. You don't need one of those. But like if you get like 4:30, 4:30 is good because people get all morning, afternoon to get.
That's right.
I'm saying give people time to get some emotions.
I will
2:30 is tough.
I will say this: if you were going to ask me, like, hey, what time would you want your game 1 in Oklahoma City to be? I would tell you, like, I want the noon game. Like that is. It's just nobody's on a routine.
Yeah.
Those are weird games.
They are.
They are. They're weird games. They're always weird games. You watch them every time we get to Christmas, right? Everybody's always betting all the unders. Remember that was a thing? Like it's like all these games are weird, right? So you would have a chance of maybe dragging a game, into a slowdown.
Catch them.
Yeah, well, just because it's a weird. They're always weird.
Yeah.
They are. It's just look. It's awkward to go. We always feel off.
Yeah, it does feel weird going to a game.
Like there is a routine that goes along with us having home games.
Hey, you mess around.
And so when it's like at noon, it's like feels strange.
You win that game 1, Vernon. We can, you know what I'm saying? Faith of a mustard seed, bro. I'm telling you. That's my motto for the next week, man. We got faith of a mustard seed around here, man.
Look, I will say this: it's all going to depend on for Friday night and for any opportunity to be competitive against Oklahoma City is all dependent on how that Morant ankle is. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure he's got it in an ice bucket right now. I mean, and hopefully it's just a turned ankle and it's swollen up, which then, I got to imagine it's not sprained or broken if they said they weren't even doing x-rays last night.
Yeah.
So if it's sprained or broken, he also would not have been able to even hobble around like he did last night.
Mm-hmm. What'd you think they gave? Well, they gave him some. I heard him say Advil.
Yeah,
that boy shook back real quick.
The super Advil.
I need some of that.
He also was staring at the ceiling.
He also got bumped like 2 plays after that. He was like on the ground like.
Where am I?
Come on.
Yeah, I feel like our guy might have been on Mars for the last 6 minutes of that game.
I appreciate 12 going out there and fighting through it though, bro. Be a warrior, bro.
Well, not a warrior.
Not a warrior, but like
be a grizzly.
Be a grizzly, but like a fighter, like a
No, that was good.
Yeah.
Look, I did watch the first play-in game last night, the Cole Anthony show for the Orlando Magic, and then tonight with the play-in games do we have any interest in Miami, Chicago?
No.
Go Bulls.
For what?
Why, Josh Giddey? I know you're a big Giddey fan.
We know you're a Giddey guy.
Kobe White.
Double G.
Oh, Kobe White? You still like him?
Yeah, I love Kobe White.
You didn't mention him all season, bro.
I know.
And then we got Miami, who...
This is the Bulls. This is their spot.
Jaime Jaquez?
No. Tyler Hero, bro.
Oh, that's y'all boy. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Tyler Hero.
This is the Bulls Memorial.
Look, don't you think it probably would be better if we're trying to find, like, okay, who is going to play Atlanta for the right to play against Cleveland? Who do we get if we're going to... You feel like Miami could at least scheme up maybe a win. Right?
Both of these teams.
Yeah,
they could probably scheme up a win. I mean, Chicago might win in a shootout.
Yeah.
In the game against Cleveland, right?
Get hot.
Yeah, like a 136, 132, whatever.
Yeah. I want points.
Atlanta,
No.
I'm done with them.
You done with Trae Young?
I'm done with them.
Okay.
I'm done with them. He is so annoying.
Yeah.
He really is.
Really is.
I mean, as soon as the clock turns to the bonus, it's just foul merchant city. He's not even playing to make shots.
Yeah.
He's playing to get fouled. It is so annoying. And there is a line there. Like last night, dude, Jimmy Butler is a king foul merchant.
He's a merchant for sure.
But he also, he's attempting to play through the contact and score.
Yeah.
That's what drives me crazy is the guys that they're not even trying to score. They're trying to get bumped and then just throw it up.
Yeah.
The goal of the play, this is the old Harden thing. The goal of the play, Paul used to do this too, especially every time they would get in the bonus. The goal of the play is not to score. The goal, I am doing this in an attempt to get fouled. I'm playing for a foul.
Yeah.
I'm not playing to score the basket. I will say that on Butler's behalf. Butler, he is doing it, but he is not doing it with the intention of just drawing the foul. He is doing it with the intention of scoring. He does, and he plays through contact, bro. He's strong.
Bruh.
He's strong. That's a man.
Yeah, he ain't no joke.
That's a man.
Yeah.
Great passer, too, except for that last one that he threw to Scottie Pippen Jr.
I appreciate that, my guy. Then he got blocked by Pons.
Which was,
you can't get blocked by Jack Harlow, bro.
He did, and that was a great block.
It was a great block.
It was.
I would have thrown my TV through the window if that happened to Grizzlies, and that was the call. That's crazy. It did happen with Scottie, where Scottie didn't even touch
Jimmy.
Yeah.
Jimmy.
You got to get one back.
And honestly, I didn't hate the Edey challenge. I didn't hate that.
No.
I think you wanted to keep those fouls off of him. You needed to have him in the game. And I don't know, look, we just watched Jalen Wells be a part of getting 52 scored on him last week. So I'm not going to sit here and tell you that Jalen Wells would have made a big difference. The depth, just having another body might have helped. But the Brandon thing would have made a difference.
Yeah, Brandon for sure.
You watched that game last night, and you're like, bro, Brandon is he's made for a game like this.
Yep.
He's made for a game like this. He's made to be able to play on these screen and rolls.
The
switchability. And also just the fight. The fight that you've got
been in this spot.
The fight that you've got to bring to the table in a game like that.
Yeah, he's been there before. He's been in that spot.
Man, I wish we had him last night.
Yeah.
BC would have been huge.
Yeah, that one stinks. Pause. That one stinks. Not having him for last night's game stinks.
Yeah.
And honestly, for this playoffs, if you're able to make it.
Do
you care about the opponent Friday?
I do not.
I'd rather play Sacramento than Dallas because I think the game would be more fun to watch. I
But I
think
also
Dallas is
And
mudfest.
honestly, you want us to lose either way. So,
Yeah, so
I don't want us to lose.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, you
No,
do.
no.
don't.
That is not. No. I do
You're
not.
a liar.
I do not
Yes, you
want
do.
them to
You got our
lose.
fan
Yes, you
base
do.
talking about the pick, bro.
No,
You did want us to lose. You said that.
I do not want them to go out there and lose. I
You
don't want
said
them to
you would
tank the
rather
game or
have
anything.
No, you said you would rather have
Would
the pick.
I rather have the pick than get our ass beat by the Thunder? Yes.
So you would
So
rather
you do
us,
want
rather
them
But
to
us
I don't
lose.
want it. I'm not like I'm going to be
That's
like,
what that
yes,
means.
lose, yes, lose. I'm not doing
I mean,
that.
That's
obviously
what that
not, But when
means.
you say it like that,
That's
when
what
you say
that means.
I'd rather
If
have
you
the
gave
pick,
me the choice, yeah, I'd just rather
so
have
that
the
means
pick.
you rather them lose.
But I'm not going to sit there and be rooting against them.
Obviously.
Like, no.
I mean, you kind of are when you say you rather them lose.
No, I'm not. You will never see me sit there and root against them.
Just because I want something to happen doesn't mean I'm going to root for it.
Yeah, I'm not going
Is
to
that
be
what you're
sitting.
saying?
I'm not going to be sitting there going draft pick, draft pick, draft pick.
I mean,
yeah.
you do have people in my mentions talking about a draft pick.
What about when? Hey,
It's called hashtag influence.
What about when? What about every time? Hey, what about every time Zach LaVine hits a shot and Roser's like sneaky?
Yes,
He is a Grizz killer.
yes. That's why I don't want to play.
I'll
the
do
Kings.
that if my guy Jake hits shots.
Hey, no, he said he wants to play the Kings because he knows the outcome.
Exactly.
They don't get to keep my 14th pick.
Yeah. I told
Who
those
cares about
guys.
what are we gonna do with the 14th pick?
I don't know, dude. You got to
Use it as an asset. How are we going to be able to improve this
dude,
roster?
I mean, you sit there and like goof about it, but it's a real thing.
Bro, we literally just gave this pick away.
For nothing.
For nothing.
I agree.
But
We got
you
a bag
want-
of chips.
But you think we're trading it for somebody good? We literally gave
then
it to
you
him.
tell me how the roster gets better.
What do you mean?
We got a bag of Lay's,
You
Rosie.
tell me how can you get the roster better?
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
The roster is not good enough. We do know that.
Yes.
So
Right.
it has to be better next season if you want to compete.
Shave some stuff.
How does the roster get better?
Move some bodies, Roser.
You sign somebody in free agency.
How?
What
With
do you mean?
what money?
Everybody has the mid-level exception.
Okay, we've never used it.
Okay.
We don't use
We're
it.
going to have to use that mud this year.
Okay.
You could trade people.
Yeah.
What?
You could trade
Players?
literally anybody.
Who?
Anybody
other than
outside of the
Ja-
top three.
Give it to me. And Dez.
You could trade Zach Edey. You could trade G.G. Jackson. You could trade
G.G. Jackson gets you what with $1.4 million?
I don't know.
Get you what?
Roser,
You've got to team it up with
GM,
something,
bro. There's some stuff that can make you can be cooked up.
Yeah, you think that if you paired
I'm
together,
interested to see it,
if you
like-
paired together young assets with a contract, you couldn't get something back for it?
Okay, what is your young asset?
Well, we just had a guy have 14 and 16 in the.
Who you don't really think is that good?
I mean, if we need to deal it again, there's only 3 guys I won't deal.
Yeah, that's 3 that's untouchable.
And honestly, they may have a discussion about that this offseason. It's going to be on the table.
Hey, we got to get to the next
It's
step,
going to
bro.
be on the table. You may look at it and go like, all right, like this is not what we're going to build out around. But I mean, honestly, the idea that you have Jared might have cost himself $100 million. When I keep listening to people, it sounds like you're going to get him cheaper.
Bontemps voted for him.
It sounds like it, but it sounds like you might be able to get him. He might not be. He still may be undervalued again.
Or he says,
as compared to his peers.
Or he says, I'm going to play it out, and then becomes unrestricted.
Maybe. 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 I mean, but I do think that whatever you think the 14th pick is going to, what do you think you're doing with that?
Pick is?
I'm just saying, if you want to talk about a trade, I do think that is something you could attach and trade.
What is that? What is that? What asset? We did attach it
And
to get off of a contract.
We got a bag of lays for it, Roser. We got a bag of chips.
off of a contract.
Right. So what is that
It's
asset?
just something else. It's something else.
To
me, I look at it and I say, you package that, you package future picks, you do a sign and trade with Santi, maybe attach Brandon to it. That's how you build up money to bring something real back.
Okay.
Like that's how.
All right, Mr.
To me, that's
Trade
how.
machine.
Luke Kennard.
If you're
Luke
married,
Kennard as well is
if
another one.
Kennard expires, you can't do anything with that.
No. I mean, if you wanted to,
You can sign and trade that too.
You could,
That's
or he could just be like,
possibility,
I'm
too.
not going to do that. I'm
Conchar.
just going to go sign with whoever I want to.
Conchar.
What is that value?
I mean, there's teams that wanted them.
How were they able to make the deals in the first place? Like, I mean, they had deals for guys this year.
They had Kennard lined up for Dorian
With
Finney-Smith.
Conchar.
With Dorian Finney-Smith.
With Conchar.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like, don't say that we don't have, like, there were trades that could have been made this year that weren't
I think
made.
they just have to be more. I think they just have to be more aggressive about making these deals this summer. I think that's the biggest thing.
There's no question.
There's no. It's say Rose's word, the PF word.
Bro, they need vets.
Be aggressive.
They have
and
to
they
get
need
vets.
a small forward.
Go
No,
get some
they
dudes.
need to get vets.
Yes.
They need vets, and they need a starting small forward.
Because vets would have, like, I can't tell you how many things went wrong with the Grizzlies this year that I said they need vets. A myriad of things. It's why you're going to have a new coach. It's why, look, you know who needed a vet terribly? Vince Williams.
Yeah.
Vince Williams needs a vet terribly. G.G. Jackson needs a vet terribly. Like, there's nobody to mentor these guys.
You know who used to bring up Marcus's name a lot? Jalen Wells and his dad.
There's nobody to mentor them.
He used to bring him up all the time about how much of a big factor Marcus played until
They
his first.
always have a factor.
Yeah.
Anybody over 30 years old, grown men that have been through it.
You know who had a factor on Ja? Jay Crowder.
Shout out Jay Crowder.
And Solomon Hill.
Yeah.
Kyle Anderson, Tyus.
Kyle Anderson, Tyus Jones.
Those are all dudes that were in the league for a while before they got here.
Right. And you need guys like that. You need guys like that on your roster. We've done the youth thing over and over again.
Yeah, I'm done.
I'm done with youth.
I don't want
Give me
more,
men.
I don't want no more rookies on our team.
Winners have men on their team.
No more rookies.
Not
bro.
kids.
No more rookies. I don't want any more first-year players on our team. None. No door.
Roser wants the 14th pick.
I want to use it to trade something.
I don't want.
What can you package it with?
Okay,
so now I'm putting it to you.
Yeah, no.
You think you can package it with what?
No. So I think. Okay. So let's say Brandon Clark. What is Brandon's value now with 2 knee injuries?
Low.
Or an Achilles injury and a knee injury.
Low.
What is your exactly? How do you make it be worth something? Okay, we'll attach the 14th pick and a future first-round pick to it. Now, the future first-round pick may not be a great first-round pick because we're hopefully good, but you're also getting the 14th pick here in a draft that most people seem to think is good. Maybe that could get you something.
This is the only pick you don't have going forward, right?
Yeah, everything else you've got.
Okay, so then why do you need this one? Now, obviously, they felt like they didn't. That's why they packed it to Marcus Smart. You know what I mean?
They did not think. No. They didn't think they were going to fall.
And
off
what makes you think that we're going
to? They didn't think we were going to fall off a cliff like this.
Rose is Johnny Trade Machine.
Huh?
He's Johnny.
No, I just look at it and I'm like, dude, we're not good enough.
Obviously,
not close.
But the thing is, the way you say it, it makes it like all this. Like you can easily make moves in the offseason that you can bring in some people. Like, what are we gonna do? Like, that's their job to do it.
They change the roster every single year.
Change the roster, and you obviously fell on your face this season. They know that. Figure it out.
Well, then the question is, do you
figure it out, bro?
The thing is, do you trust them to?
We have no choice.
We don't have any.
We
don't get to make the deal. So.
Dude, how many times have I screamed right here? We're 3 years removed from having Steven Adams and Dylan Brooks, and I would rather have them right now.
Yes.
And that's the failure. I don't care what they say. That's the failure. You have 2 spots to fill. That's it. You drafted Desmond Bane, which is great. You can't live off that forever. You have 3 starters. You have 3. Your core, you've said the whole thing's built out around it. And we just went into the biggest game of the year, started Scottie Pippen Jr. at one of those spots. And Zach Edey, a rookie, at another spot.
Yeah.
Like, that is not better.
And there's another.
That's not better. You didn't improve those spots. You only have 2. That's it. Neither of them is better. Would you have rather had Zach Edey or Steven Adams starting last night? Would you rather have had Scottie Pippen Jr. or Dylan Brooks starting last night? Okay, that's the failure. That's the failure.
And you got to address that.
The other.
That's the failure.
The other.
Now fix it.
Yeah, it's 3 years removed.
And the other
and
one.
We haven't improved. And it wouldn't have taken anything to improve from Dylan for me. He was good enough for you to not be good enough.
Yeah.
Houston may find that out.
And if
he shoots them out of it, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, but like, dude, you let him walk. You blamed him after the Poke the Bear series, but you haven't improved the spot.
No.
How have you not gotten better at small forward? Yeah. How have you not gotten better at center?
You can't scapegoat.
You can't let those 2 guys are on the 2 seed. They're about to go play Golden State. And they're going to play minutes, real minutes.
And we're fighting for our lives.
And we're fighting for our lives. Like, you only have 2 spots to fill, bro.
Yeah.
That's it. That's, to me, the failure.
And
I don't care what they say. That's a failure, bro. Yeah. You can't look up and 3 years later be worse at both those spots than we were.
Everybody passed you that you were ahead of.
Right.
3 years ago.
You were ahead of Oklahoma City. You were ahead of Houston.
And you got the biggest head start in the world. You've got Ja Morant, Desmond Bane, and Jared Jackson. You only have 2 positions to fill. That's it.
And kept trying to draft people to do it.
And the other one is San Antonio, and they've got Wemby and Fox.
So don't let them catch you.
They're on the way.
Yeah,
like Alan Castle. They're on the way.
And you better hope the Western Conference, the flag doesn't end up in the West.
No, you can be at Utah. He'll still suck.
It wouldn't be for long.
They wouldn't be bad for long.
Give it 2 to 3 more. Give it 3 more years, and you'll see them.
3 more years, we have this thing figured out. But like you said, like hopefully you assess the mistakes you made, and you can, as a front office, you can figure it out.
No,
I mean that's the problem. That's a part of problem solving.
Because if you're saying right, and again, you can say, well, the Smart thing was a mistake. Like, I would have just kept it. I would have played it out.
Dev, how many times, Dev, you and I said last night, we said earlier in the season, we don't know why it didn't. Maybe it was an extra pick or pick protections or something. You had the deal, like you said, Kennard, Conchar, something for Dorian Finney-Smith.
He would have been
If
perfect.
you rolled in last night with Dorian Finney-Smith and Marcus Smart, first of all, if you had Dorian Finney-Smith and Marcus Smart, you're not in the play-in.
Well, and that's the other thing.
You would not be in the play.
Look, how many trades have we heard about in the past? It's Mikal Bridges, it's OG Anunoby.
We got to seal the deal, bro.
It's Dorian Finney-Smith. Like, we're tired of hearing about the deals.
Seal the deal.
We're tired of hearing
the only deal we've made is the Luke joint, right?
Kennard, yeah.
The only one we really cash in on was the Luke joint.
Yes.
Because Marcus was an off-season joint, right?
Correct.
Yeah. So
we did Justice Winslow, and that was a disaster.
Well, by the way, we gave up Tyus Jones in the Marcus Smart deal.
Exactly.
And we'd have been better with Marcus.
Exactly.
I mean, we'd have been better with Tyus.
Yeah.
So, we go make something happen, bro.
I mean, it was an abject disaster.
There's essentially 3 first-round picks in the Smart deal to acquire and get rid of.
Right.
So these next 4 months? 3
You
months?
only have 2 spots to fill, bro.
Yeah.
And we walked into it with 2 rookies, one of which was drafted in the second round. And then one went out, so we replaced him with a guy that was an undrafted, a two-way guy.
Because the guy that
last year.
Because the guy that you wanted to fill that spot is on Mars.
Right. I mean, that's where this, again, it's 2 spots. And you tell me how many teams in the league you wouldn't trade small forward and center for. It ain't many. And it's the only 2 spots you got to fill.
I'm gonna go through. Hold on. I'm gonna go through these playoff teams real quick.
Huh?
I'm gonna go through these playoff teams.
Well, it's Jimmy Butler and Draymond, so there's one.
Jalen Williams and Hartenstein. We wanted Hartenstein bad as hell.
Okay.
Lakers is what? Braun and they don't have a center.
Well, they're on their way up, and they went and got Caruso and Hartenstein.
There you go.
Right.
The Cavs did that when they got who? At the trade deadline. DeAndre Hunter.
Yeah.
Lakers are Braun and who's their center? Jackson Hayes, center, whatever. But it's LeBron James.
Or Luka, whichever one you want to say.
Denver Nuggets, Michael Porter Jr., Jokic, 2 vets. Clippers, Kawhi and Zubac. Timberwolves, Jay McDaniels and Rudy Gobert. We make jokes about him, but he's been in the league for a while.
And they're both all defense.
Rudy Gobert's like a 4-time defensive player.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It's insane.
And Jaden McDaniels made Desmond Bane forget how to play basketball.
Golden State, you just mentioned them. Sacramento, Zach LaVine and JV.
It may be Keegan Bradley.
Keegan
it just
Bradley,
depends on who, but or DeRozan. Either one.
Those are 2 grown men, bro. Grown-ups.
Valanciunas, yeah.
And then Dallas is Lively, Gafford, and who's their 3?
Huh?
Who's their 3?
Klay Thompson? No.
PJ?
I guess it'll be PJ.
PJ Washington. Mm-hmm. And at this point, I might even take PJ Washington.
Of course you would.
Yeah, of course.
Of course you would. So that's what I'm saying.
These are all these are playoff teams,
This
right?
is who you have to play against.
We don't have a small forward.
At all.
We don't.
We just started Scottie Pippen.
Yeah, we started backup point guard at small forward.
We have attained and drafted that position over and over again. Honestly, we have traded for Smart. We have traded for Kennard. We have drafted Zaire Williams. We've drafted Jake LaRavia. We've drafted David Roddy. We've drafted Vince Williams. We've drafted Gigi Jackson. We've drafted who did I miss? Jalen Wells.
Jalen Wells, yeah.
Hindsight's always 20/20.
I mean, I got 8 guys, none of which are Scottie Pippen Jr. yet, who started last night.
In our do or die game.
I mean, that's 8. That's 8 that you've either traded for or drafted.
We traded Valanciunas in 17 to New Orleans for 10 and Steven Adams. With 10, we took Zaire. With 17, New Orleans took Trey Murphy. We could have just taken Trey Murphy.
Well, that guy got
10.
fired too.
Yeah.
In fairness.
But he did drive Trey Murphy and Herb Jones, though.
No, I don't hate
dude, that guy drafted great.
I don't hate the trade because, dude, Adams was great. Adams was amazing for us.
He was great.
Yeah, I don't kill that trade.
Never forget
Zaire
that night
part
when he hurt his leg.
Good, but Adams was awesome.
A lot of memories.
In Phoenix.
But no, this is no matter when this season ends, you gotta make some shake.
Yep.
Because I don't think the fan base, not just us, the fan base is gonna be like, okay, let's run it back.
Right.
No, there's none of that, bro.
Right.
It's obviously what you need. Go get it.
Well, and honestly, look, you might be moving one of your big 3. It's possible.
Look,
when something when this big of a catastrophe happens, the first guy that gets blamed is the coach. That's already out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
The next is the front office or the players.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only. I mean, I've been around here 20 years. That's the way this goes. And I'm telling you, the only way you can salvage it is by winning on Friday night and then winning 2 games against Oklahoma City.
At minimum.
No, that's the only way you can salvage. That's the only way that this season is not looked at as an abject disaster. Honestly. Because what happens is that covers up if you win a couple games in the playoffs. Because I'm telling you, I lived with it with the San Antonio thing. And then it'll all come back to roost the next year.
Yeah.
But, I still have a take that for data shirt. Everybody does. That's what we remember from that.
Yeah.
It's all recency bias, and what matters most is the playoffs. But it's also the only way that the, quote, ends could justify the means, which is that you massively devalued your regular season the whole year long. And it's not paying off.
It's not.
You're in the situation you're in because you play your guys low minutes because of the decisions you made. Sit guys out. Play them low minutes, rest, this kind of stuff, and it's like, all right, chickens came home to roost on this one. You know, the ends have to justify the means, or else. And so,
but truly, I tell you, Verno, if you have faith as small as a mustard seed,
I know
you can say to this mountain, I can move you from here to there, and it will move. Nothing is impossible for you, baby. Matthew 17:20.
He's back to the first stage of grief, which is denial.
Yeah, he's back at
we lost.
Almost, I know, right?
Yeah, bro.
I mean, I almost punched a hole in the wall in the process. So,
buddy,
man.
All right, we'll be back tomorrow. You guys gonna stay up for Dallas Sack? Find out who the opponent is?
Yeah, I'm going to Bog and Barley tonight.
Yeah,
so
for a little bit.
Is that place cool?
I've heard it's cool. I haven't been there before. Have y'all heard anything good about it?
Yeah,
I've heard
cool.
there's too many.
It looks cool.
I've
never been, but it looks cool.
Too many white people. I'm kidding.
I walked out, I was like, what is this, Augusta National?
It just sounds like it.
Bog and Barley. It does sound like something.
I don't think you're going to see a lot of brothers there.
Yeah. Yeah, that's tough. I don't want my idea. It's not only one my idea. So, oh gosh. I'm watching the game there.
Yeah.
Who are we rooting for?
I'm a root for Dallas because I got scared the Kings can get hot on one night. I don't think Dallas can get hot from 3 on one night.
Oh, this man doesn't have the proper respect for Spencer Dinwiddie.
Yeah.
Mr. Bitcoin
There's
himself.
a guy here on Sunday who had a Spencer Dinwiddie jersey.
How much would Klay Thompson love beating us, even with the friggin' Mavs? That would be annoying.
He would do his little
1, 2, 3. I got look at all my rings. Captain Thompson. All right. We'll be back tomorrow. Until then, we go.